So, our today's topic of discussion is selectivity in organic reactions. We know that most organic molecules contains more than one functional group, and it's the job of organic chemist to predict which functional group will react, where it will react, and how it will react. These questions are what we call selectivity. Selectivity comes in three sorts: chemoselectivity, regioselectivity, and stereoselectivity. Chemoselectivity answers the question which functional group will react, regioselectivity tells us where it will react, and stereoselectivity tells us how it will react, that is, in case of enantiomers and distereomers. So now we'll start with chemoselectivity. It is exhibited when one particular functional group reacts in preference over the other functional group in the reactant molecule. For example, the reduction of metadinitrobenzene by sodium hydrosulfide gives metanitroaniline. In this case, only one nitro group is selectively reduced and other nitro group is unaffected. It is possible only in presence of this specific reagent, so we call it as chemoselective reaction. In absence of this reagent, if we would carry out the direct reduction, then both the nitro groups would have been reduced to amino group, that is NH2 group, and it would give us the undesirable product, that is metaphenylene diamine. Next is regioselectivity. When a particular site of reactant undergo reaction in preference to the similar other sites, we say that there is regioselectivity in the reaction. For example, Markovnikov's addition of halogen acid to an unsymmetrical alkene. So in this case, two products are formed, one bromopropane and 2-bromopropane, but the product 2-bromopropane is formed in major amount, that is 80% of the product is 2-bromopropane. So it is possible only because of this Markovnikov's addition. In absence of HBr, the reactant would give the product in equal amount. So we say that in absence of regioselectivity, both the isomers will form in equal amount and the yield of desired product will be reduced due to formation of other isomer, that is 1-bromopropane. Next is stereoselectivity. A stereoselective process is one in which one stereoisomer predominates over the other when two or more may be formed, that is, one of the stereoisomer is formed in major amount. Now stereoisomers can be enantiomers or distereomers. If the product are enantiomers, the reaction is said to be enantioselective. And we know that enantiomers are the compound containing chiral centers that are non-superimposable but mirror images of each other, and they comes in pair. If the product are distereomers, then the reaction is said to be distereoselective. And distereomers are the compound containing chiral center that are non-superimposable and not mirror images of each other. Depending upon the number of stereoisomer, they can be more than 2. Next is enantioselectivity. We know that when new chiral center is introduced in a molecule, normally both the enantiomers will be formed in equal amount. However, the reaction is said to be enantioselective if it is carried out in presence of specific reagent. For example, enzymatic reduction of pyruvic acid. So where a reduction is carried out in presence of enzyme, that is NADPH. So it gives us only plus lactic acid as the major product. In absence of NADPH, it would give us both the product in equal amount. Next is distereoselectivity. When one of the distereomers formed predominantly, even though two or more distereomers are possible. It means when 2 or 3 diastereomers are possible, out of that only one is formed as the major product. So such reaction we call it as distereoselective reaction. In the process we call it as distereoselectivity. For example, reduction of alkyne using Lindlar's catalyst gives cis-alkene as the major product, although there are two products, cis-alkene as well as trans-alkene. But if we make use of Lindlar's catalyst, then it gives us cis-alkene as the major product. Hence, we can say that distereoselectivity is due to the specific nature of catalyst. In absence of such catalyst, both the diastereomers will be formed in nearly equal amount.